Welcome everybody to another episode of the Don't Sing podcast. This is the sixth installment. Today I have Tina Hoang here today to explain her life story and a little bit about how she goes about healing her inner child. And before we get into all the details, I just want to start from the beginning, the origins of where you grew up.
I grew up still here in California, the Bay Area. So
Nice.
born and raised there for most of my life, and now I moved here and there for school. Like I moved to Sacramento for school. I went to Sacramento State for college, my BA and my MS. And then
Cool.
now I'm here in San Diego just hanging out and enjoying life.
Yeah.
Enjoying the rain that was pouring yesterday. It was
Oh wow.
pouring. Yeah. So yeah.
It's better than
So right
Ohio.
now, in Ohio, how's the weather over there?
Oh, it's treacherous. Snowing like 5 inches of snow every day.
Oh
It's
yeah, it does not
treacherous.
snow here in it does not
Yeah, I
snow here
slipped
in
on the ice the
California.
other day. Yeah, I slipped on the ice the other day, cut my hand open. It was just reminded me.
Wait, is it still there? Like, was it huge? It was like
It's
huge.
huge. It's huge. Like
Fuck,
the whole
dude.
bottom half of my palm came off. And I'm like, this
Shit.
is winter in Ohio. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I can cuss, right? I just want to check.
Yeah, you're good. You're all good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big wound. If anything.
Yeah.
Damn. I'd be like crying like a baby.
Yeah, it sucks because like now I can't work out. I have to wait till my hand goes up.
Oh yeah, if you want to do like pull-ups or whatnot,
it ruins everything.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Yeah.
So was San Francisco cool? Like, what's the culture in San Francisco? I know they have like a more free culture.
It's definitely more diverse. I love being here, at least in California. Here in the San Francisco area, Bay Area was like people say it's a melting pot. You know, like New York is a very you see everyone like you. You don't like even when I was living in the Bay Area, I was comfortable. I wasn't shell shocked by whoa, everyone's one race. Like one race, and so when I was school hopping to see what colleges I want to transfer to, because I went community college first. And so when I did that, I went to a few colleges, and they were all like few colleges, like only one race. It was, yeah. And I was like, I'm not comfortable. I'm the only Asian here.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Like, what if I think one day it was like decision day. It's like, okay. And then it's everyone else. I'm like, no, I'm good. So that's why I specifically chose places that I knew there are people like me who are Asian, specifically, just so that I'm not alone. I'm not feeling, fuck, am I gonna belong in this place? People gonna love me, like me, and stuff like that. And so that's how it is. And everyone is just so kind. I mean, growing up there, I don't know about now, because, generations like the years now, I don't know. I haven't lived in the Bay Area for some time now, so I don't know how it is. But when I grew up there, it was amazing. I loved it there. And just food, culture, people. Everyone was like, yeah, you cool. And then I have this like side of me like, oh yeah, I know you're from the Bay. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So based on how I act and stuff like that too. And so
the Bay Area is cool. I've been there before.
How many times?
Twice.
Oh,
a lot of hills. You guys have a lot of steep hills.
You go up and then you gotta go down. If you ever drive there, you gotta go up and go down. Wait, is Ohio the same thing or no?
No, Ohio's like as flat as a pancake.
Hills.
It's like it's like you can see 5 miles in every direction.
Yeah, that's kind of like Sacramento too. It's just flat.
Yeah.
Like you want to go hiking, you gotta go like 40, 50 miles away to just go hike, and not like a stroll on the road, not like that kind of way.
Right.
Yeah. And so yeah.
Did you guys have a lot of like growing up there, what was like the thing to be? Like what was like the dreams of people that grow up in that area? Like, what do most people want to be?
Well, I think it depends. I think for
Mm,
me, I wanted to get out of there. So
right.
I think because I'm the type of person that likes to see new things, explore new places, eat new food, just having I don't like staying stagnant in one city often.
Same.
What I really like to do is just look at new places, look at new cultures, new buildings. Like I think there was one time I he was like, "Oh, that's a rock." Like, like for example,
Yeah, right.
Yosemite, it's like, rock in national
Yeah.
parks. And it's like, "Oh yeah, I like that." Or like even certain bridges in California, I'd like to go and check it out. So in general, I'm not too sure. Some of my friends, they like staying in the Bay Area and keeping there because the convenience of it, their family, their friends, the familiar familiar thing
Yeah.
about it, it's
Hmm.
just like you you're used to it. And so
Right.
it's always kind of like either or. People who are from SoCal, they move up to the Bay Area, and people who are in the Bay
Oh,
Area, they
nice.
move down to SoCal because it's just
Right.
it's just like how that's how it is here, at least here in California. And yeah, it's just people just and mostly most of the Asian people I know is very condensed here in California versus like other places. And so maybe we are very close knit to our kind or to our people that we stray away like, okay, it's a little different. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I like being in California, but then with rent and everything like that, it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it
Yeah.
is in Ohio, but I
Oh,
assume it is much cheaper than California, at least.
it's dirt cheap to live here.
Yeah, and I'm just
I tell
like
people this
even
is
like
like,
I think like
yeah, it's like you could have any job and live here. Doesn't matter what you make,
yes, yep.
which is
Because I
nice.
think like even
But
for gas, it's like right now close to $5 right now here in California, and it's like,
that would be tough.
yup,
Five
yeah,
dollars is tough.
yeah.
I
It actually,
remember.
like earlier this year, earlier last year, it was $7, almost $7. Well, actually, I think I
Yikes!
saw some where it was $7 here, and also in the Bay Area. And I'm like, what? No. I was like, okay, I'll just stay
Yikes!
home to save money. So
Yeah, if gas gets
yeah,
over $3 in Ohio, people start complaining.
that's so
Like
cheap.
if it's 3.05, they're like, "What's going on?" Like
What?
someone's got to get reelected.
Right now,
Like
I
it's
know.
bad. It's bad. But the highest it's gotten here is like maybe like $4.
$4. Oh, that's on
That's
the
maybe the
cheaper end for
peak.
us.
That was like the peak, and people were losing their minds.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I can't. That's so cheap for us right now.
I know. When I went to California, I remember the first gas station I stopped. It was 6.37, and I
6:30.
almost
Oh, yeah.
I almost turned around. I
So,
almost turned
okay, I
around
want to
because
go back home to Ohio right now.
yeah, I was like, how am I gonna get anywhere? It costs
Yeah,
$100 to fill up your tank.
right?
So
It is.
it's like, but it's beautiful in California. So it has its
I know.
pros.
Yeah. Yeah, pros and cons. And the one thing I love about California is the dry heat. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't like the humidity and feeling the
stickiness.
stickiness. Like
Mm-mm.
I travel everywhere. I love traveling. So it's like I've been on the East Coast, I've been on like the South, some places up north too in the US, and it's all humidity and I hate it so much. I don't know. It's not my thing.
Right. Where have you
Yeah.
traveled? Like, where have you been out? What place have you been?
I've been I've been to quite a few places. like top of my head, I went to New York. I remember the first time I went to New York, I went on a solo trip. I love solo traveling,
Me
and
too.
so I went there for 5 days. Well, the week the 1 and 5 were like flying, so I didn't really do
Right.
much. But it was the first time as a woman to travel for me, and I was like, "Wow, this is so cool!" Like I was scared, I
Yeah.
was on high alert. Like, okay, make
hmm
sure I'm safe. Da da da, And then, but
Right.
overall, like that opened my lens, opened my perspective of I want to do this more. And that came along with going to Chicago by myself, going to Canada, so Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal.
Ooh,
I also
nice.
went to Taiwan by myself too for one of my
Nice.
graduation for 2 weeks. I also went to Europe too for my birthday
Sweet.
recently, and that was amazing. I was there for international trip. You have to make it at least 2 weeks. If you do anything less than
hmm
that, I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all.
Right. Right.
So I did that. I did it all. So those are all traveling, solo traveling, but like with friends and family. I did a road trip on the East Coast, like a road trip going from Georgia all the way up to the coast. So I also saw like the Liberty Bell, Washington
Oh
D.C.,
yeah.
that White House, and like
Yep.
going to New York, seeing all that. I didn't really touch upon the Midwest because I'm not sure what is there right now, but
Right.
but
A
I've
whole
been
lot of
to
nothing.
like right. I would think so too,
You didn't
and
miss much.
then like the South. So I went to like New Orleans, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, just like, seeing new places. I'm a very much outdoorsy person too. So I also
Yeah.
visited national parks. National
Yeah. Those are my
parks,
favorite.
I love all of them. And because I have a disability, I go in for free because I have
Oh, that's sweet.
a lifetime pass. And so I was able to do that everywhere I go. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna go in. And I tell everyone, use me, take me with you so you can go in for free.
Right.
So I want to go see it
That's
too.
sweet.
Yeah. And
Right.
so I've been to so many, and my favorite national park thus far, I've been to maybe a quarter only in the US. I've been a few like in Canada, a couple in Canada, and that was beautiful too. But
Yeah.
yeah, my favorite is definitely Glacier National Park. That is in Montana.
hmm
Mm, damn, like I can still
Right.
imagine going back to it. I'm like, woo, I love it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's it's just it's amazing. It's amazing to see all these national parks and enjoying the peace and calmness of going to these. And sometimes I get angry when I go to the very popular ones and everyone is like trying to take a picture or even
Yeah.
doing doing things that are hurting the animals and nature of it. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
Right.
we are just a part of it. We're not entitled to this stuff. They were here first.
Correct.
So
For
stop it.
sure.
I was like, stop it, stop it.
Yeah.
And so have you been to any national ocean have you been to?
National parks. I've been to, let's see, been to, I don't know if they would consider Death Valley a national park, but I've been to Death
It
Valley.
is. Death
Okay,
Valley
cool.
was
Yeah.
nice.
I
It was
love
super
Death Valley.
nice.
It's like alien. It's really, it feels like
When
you're
did you
on
go?
Mars. This was in 2021. I took a countryside road trip. I traveled from Brooklyn, New York to Los Angeles, California, and I don't recommend anybody doing it because it was grueling, but I it was
Wait,
it was it
did
was
you
fun.
go from Ohio to Brooklyn and then go to LA, or were
Yeah,
you in
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, so you drove
So
there or you flew there or drove
no, I
from
drove the
Ohio?
whole way. I drove the entire way. I drove from Ohio to Brooklyn, and then I spent like maybe like 5 days in New York. Then
Mm-mm-mm.
I actually didn't plan on taking a countryside road trip. It was not in the plans. I was gonna go to New York and spend 5 days there and come back home.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then I don't know what came upon me to think, well, if I can drive from Ohio to New York, I can drive from New York to California. So I I don't know what made me think that, but I did, and it took about 3 days, which is honestly fast because when I looked it up, it said it would take about a week.
Wait, did you make any stops here and there when you were going there, or just
Yeah,
mostly
I
just drive there?
stopped. I stopped a couple places, very random places. I stopped in Nashville, Tennessee, for a while.
Ah, I love
Yeah, which was
Nashville.
nice. It was nice. Tennessee is beautiful.
It is.
Um, I stopped in
I love country
Atlanta.
music too.
Love country music. Yeah, I stopped in Georgia for a little while. I spent some time in Atlanta. Um, spent some time in Texas. Texas is gigantic. It took me most. I tell people like the trip took 3 days, but I spent an entire day in Texas just driving. I spent about the 20 hours driving through Texas. It's so big.
Yes, it's huge. It's
There's
huge. I think that
so much land.
someone was telling me that if you were to go from Dallas to Austin or Houston, it takes like 12 hours, 6 to 12
Oh my
hours
God.
to just like
Yeah.
go to one city to another in Texas. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a country.
yes, pretty much.
And the one thing about driving from East Coast to West Coast, this is why I tell people if you're going to travel across the country, go from the West to the East. Is that when you're driving from the East to the West, the sun is in your face all day. You can't, it blinds you. You lose 50% of your vision the whole way there because you're just driving and the sun is just beaming on your forehead and you're like,
Oh yeah, because
I
the
can't even
sun is
see.
slowly going down as you
Yeah.
are. Mm,
Yeah. So it's
yeah.
like you're better off only driving at night because you can't see in the daytime. You literally can't see.
Yep. Yeah.
And
No, actually,
it's
I
treacherous.
did drive to. I drove to like Arizona, so like the sun goes on the east, right? So like
Yeah.
we would go we would go we would leave around 5 or 6, and then
Hmm.
on the way to Arizona, the sun is up, and I'm just like squinting my eyes. I can't
Yeah.
see. I gotta like, okay, I gotta hold and just like look and see if I'm not
Yeah.
hitting
You gotta
anyone.
like put the visor down. You gotta like, you
Yeah.
know,
Well, I mean, I'm short, so the visor's not even helping me that much
oh
because
man.
it's so I gotta like
Oh, that's
yeah, I
brutal.
gotta so I feel you like in the mornings it's shit, but then eventually it will go
Yeah.
away. But for you, it's like I don't understand. Like it stays there
The
all
whole
the way
day.
until nighttime.
You're just begging it to be nighttime.
Yep. I
Yeah, I
totally
went to
feel that.
Arizona too. Arizona was beautiful. I drove through the Grand Canyon. It was
Mm,
mesmerizing. Just seeing
yes.
so you feel so small and
Yes.
you
Wait, have
really
you been to
appreciate
Sedona in Arizona?
Sedona. I may have driven through it. I went through Flagstaff.
Ah, yes. You have to go a little bit more down south, but Sedona is also an
Yeah.
amazing place if you were to go back to Arizona.
And
Wonderful.
oddly enough, I think I accidentally went through Mexico. I don't
How?
know. You're right. So I was driving through El Paso, Texas, which is like right on the border, and I
Yes.
made a wrong turn. And next thing you know, there was no freeways or interstates. And I looked to my left, and the border wall was like right there. Like I could grab it. Like it was right to my left. And I'm like, did I just go into Mexico accidentally? What just happened? And
You're
I would
stuck there
see
forever.
people, yeah, I hope not. And there I would see people like in the middle of nowhere. Like I'm by no cities, and there's just people there in these little almost like self-made houses that are like in a string across the border. And I was like, well, what is this? So I Googled it, like, what are these little houses people build? And I guess they're called colonias. And they're like these
Mm.
little huts people build along the border. And I guess there's
Mm.
a little strip of land in between the United States and Mexico that isn't owned by anybody. It's like there's no
Oh.
there's no federal jurisdiction. They don't have taxes. They don't have a government. It's just a strip of land where people are allowed to live, and they leave them alone. And then when I stopped to get gas at the one gas station within like 50 miles, the people were telling me that when they try to go from Mexico to the United States, sometimes they stop here to like get supplies, get water, get food. And it's kind of like a safe haven they can stop at where they can like, do we turn around or do we keep going? And it was fascinating just to see that side of the United States because I'm from Ohio and we have nothing like that.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of just different. And that's why like I love why I can't stay in one city
Right.
just to because there's so much more we could see. I can never understand people who I mean it's not like of course it's not like bad mouthing them or judging them in a sense. But I can never like personally I can never understand people who are comfortable staying in one place
I can't either. I think they're crazy.
for the rest of their lives. I can't. I mean, I think it's like
Yeah.
one thing. It's one thing about maybe moving. Okay, that's okay, moving. But if you don't want to travel and look around,
It's odd to me.
yeah, very very odd.
It's,
I
I
don't
tell
I don't know.
people, like, if you put an ant in a shoebox and the ant just stays the one corner of the shoebox and doesn't walk around the shoebox, you would think that's very weird. You would, if it just stuck itself in a corner and never moved.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's what you're doing. You're just saying in your city, and there's a whole world to explore, and it's once your mind sees these different places, you start to understand that how much the world is different
Yeah.
and similar at the same time.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's what I live for. Is just seeing different places.
yeah. And I always like, especially women in my life, I was telling them like, go travel by yourself. You know, you
Yeah,
had the skills. You know, you had the tools. You know, because as women, it's harder. Like it's very hard to be safe. But I know every person, every woman in my life, they know they have the skills to go. And I said, go do
yeah,
it. Go travel the world. Like even if you need to go to the next city by yourself or do something by yourself, do it.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I would encourage women to travel more because even as a man, traveling is scary. It has its scary moments.
Mhm.
So it's like
Especially internationally.
yeah, it can be a scary thing, but once you do it, you realize majority of people are nice. It's
Mhm.
not as dangerous a
Generally.
world as we think it is, especially
Yeah.
in places outside the United States. A lot of people in the United States think like once you leave the United States, like it's a whole everywhere else is like a third world country. It's not like that.
That is
Yeah,
so funny. I just wanna those people
yeah,
because there are a lot of places outside the US that is yeah, that is honestly better than the US in
yes,
itself.
yes,
And there have been like honestly even for me too, there's been many times in my mind I just need to take action on it is to move out of the US and live somewhere else
yeah,
for there because it's I mean, I was born and raised here in the US, so it's nothing of it, but so far when I travel internationally and just how it is, America is not the dream.
no,
It's still shit. It's still shit
yeah,
like, like healthcare and stuff like that. If you say, "Oh
oh
yeah, it's
yeah,
our healthcare is shit,"
oh
compared to
yeah,
other countries. And that should be universal, should be like free for us but no, it's like
nope, just another
no.
bill.
Yep, another fucking 10,000 bill.
Yeah,
Ten
oh
thousand
man,
dollars for ER or ambulance or whatever it is.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can't even do that. But
What did you get your BA in when you went to college?
I got my BA in 2015. So
Hmm.
I got it in psychology and I also got a minor. Oh, I did. Wow, I forgot about that. I got a minor in. I got a BA in psychology,
Mhm.
and got a minor in communication studies. Specifically, did I? I don't. Wow, I left this so far in the back burner that I don't remember what exactly that was. I think it was communication studies, or I mean, it is communication studies, but I don't know if I uh emphasize it on something like interpersonal communication or whatnot. But I did get that in my minor, and then getting after that, I stayed at Sac State. So after I did that, I got a master's of science in career counseling, and so I
Okay.
did that but I didn't even get to practice it though
Oh
because
wow.
COVID happened because I
Mm.
graduated in 2019, and I was just like at the end, like I got it. I I I what do you call it? I graduated in May 2019. Just hung out, like just give myself like the rest of the year to kind of just relax, do whatever, and then go find jobs. But the time I got a job, COVID happened, and so
Man.
I just like stayed indoors. Thankfully they let me do it was like admin work, so I could do it at home. And so
Cool.
I did that, and I like I really learned a lot in my school time, but I would not go back again.
Yeah.
I hated school. I really did not like school at all. At one point, I was thinking, should I go get my PhD? And then it's another 3-4 years of my life, and I'm like, I don't want to do
Yeah.
that. I don't want to do
Right.
that. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, school is just not my thing. Did you also go to college too,
Yeah.
or did you do other
Yeah.
things?
I'm in college now, unfortunately. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Um,
yeah, but
college.
yeah, it's fun though.
Yeah.
I
What are you
like
majoring
school,
in?
film.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, it's fun. I like college. But I tell people college is only fun when you you're not going there for the degree. It's only fun when you're going to actually just learn new things. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm going for. Like I
Good.
I'm going for my bachelor's, but like I know the degree is not gonna do much for me. But I
I mean,
still I still I still appreciate learning about what I want to learn about and
yeah.
trying
No,
to just master my craft.
I totally understand that because even when I got my master's, my bachelor and master's, and then finally got my first 9 to 5 job, I was like, and they gave and the salary for it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I got my master's, and then this is what getting paid for. Like,
Right.
what the hell, you know? And so I understand and totally agree with you on that. It's like, yeah, sometimes it's whatever about getting a degree, but if you're learning, that brings so much more. And it
Yeah.
sucks that it's still not new, how our society is telling us, go get a degree, you'll get a good fucking paying job, really, a good
Yeah.
paying job, and then you'll live, you'll be successful after that. It's like,
Yeah.
really? Like, if you're gonna pay us minimum wage, I think it's different per state, but at least I
Yeah.
know in California, minimum wage is like $16 an hour
Okay.
or $17 an hour, and that cannot cover anything
Yeah. Right.
in our like for rent in itself. Can't
Yeah.
even pay for rent. That's like, yeah, not even I don't think that can even cover for rent. So you gotta a
No.
lot of us have to like work a lot more for that. So I can go,
Yeah.
just like angry. So
Yeah. Right.
so yeah, so I really love that. Wait, so is that why you're also like doing this as a podcast? So it's kind of similar to film.
In a way, I'm more
Mm.
doing it because I like just when I've traveled, I've just learned that talking to different people and absorbing people's experiences grows you as a person.
Mm.
And there was a point in time when I was a very naive person,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to continue being that way. I wanted to understand different people, different cultures, different people's interests, because I have a lot of interests, but what interests me the most is people that have a deep, deep fascination with something that I am completely not fascinated in whatsoever.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I
Yeah.
like people that find deep, deep fascination in something that I either didn't know about before or something that I just was like, I didn't know that was that interesting or it could be interesting. And it
Yeah.
just, yeah, it inspires me to just pursue my interests even more.
Yes. Do
Yeah,
it. Yes. That's admirable of it for sure. Like, stepping outside yourself and
yeah,
looking towards more people of like, oh, I want to learn more about you. I want to learn more
yeah,
what you do. You learning about your passions, your deep, deep stuff that you really gravitate to, and you yourself is like, cool. I like that. I
yeah,
can feel it. I
right.
can feel your energy about that. So
Yeah,
love
and
that.
I think it makes me a better filmmaker too, because um, when you're writing screenplays and you're trying to make different stories interesting, you don't always get to you don't always get to pick and choose. Like you don't always get to say, "Oh, I want to make a superhero movie," or "I want to make a super thriller horror movie." Like you don't always get to write on the topics you want to write about, but learning about different people and their interests allows me to dive deep into worlds and people's situations that aren't very popular or spoken on in great length. So I think it makes me a better writer and a better filmmaker to just understand the breadth of people's interests.
Yes, the expansion of yourself every day.
Yeah,
And so, yeah,
definitely. So when you
yeah.
um when you travel, do
Mm.
you are you like monument hunting? Like are you like looking for like I gotta get to this monument or I gotta get to this special place or and get that picture? Or are you more like
Oh,
in the in the like the thick of the people, like in the communities or in like the spaces, like just normal people's environment?
um, when I started traveling before, I was like my early 20s. So I was like going all the time.
Yeah.
Go, go, go. Doing like when I was in New York the first time, I jammed every single thing in 3 days.
Yeah.
Every single fucking thing you can think of, like just in 3 days. But that was in my early 20s. So I had energy to do that. Now I'm here,
Right.
like I'm like, I don't have that energy no more.
Right.
I'm good. I want to just hang out and just but like even so, I'm a sightseer. I'm more of a
Mhm.
sightseer than a foodie, definitely. So if I wanted to check out buildings or certain things that gravitate towards me, I will go see it. And like for example, I
Mhm.
don't like going to museums. I know you can learn a lot in it,
Oh yeah.
and like so much architecture, so much history and everything. But something about it for me, it just doesn't interest. It
Yeah.
doesn't gain any interest. Just walking, and I think for me, I
Yeah.
like excitement, a lot of energy, and like because I also love doing thrill-seeking activities like
Mhm.
going like skydiving, parasailing, paragliding, like it's just
Yeah.
like extreme stuff, or even whitewater rafting. It's like
Oh
that
yeah.
is like my jam. If I could go it more often, not a consistent basis, but if I could go a lot, then I could definitely go. But it's yeah, when I travel, I used to do that. But even with friends, I just kind of go with the flow with friends. But now, like with me and my partner, we just kind of just go. We're like just casual, just go and just do our
Right.
thing, and just
Right.
like sometimes we travel specifically to go to national parks to see nature
Mm.
when we travel, and I just have a deep love for nature and animals because
Yeah.
they're so pure. And then sometimes like I think to
Yeah.
myself, like, we're humans. I was like, oh, humans are so evil. most of the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I'm a human too. Just so I give so much respect to nature and so much respect to animals. Being in the present moment. And when we do them, because we have so much power and it sucks when we give them so much power, we hurt them. And when we do
Yeah.
hurt them, they still love us anyways. And
Yeah.
that is just like in and itself, like, wow, that's how much power we have, and we are hurting them like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so when I
Yeah.
see all these videos and whatnot online, I just get mad, but then I'm not taking any action on it. So I'm just talking. So,
Yeah.
but aside from like traveling too, like you were mentioning earlier like some deep passions like we enjoy. One of them, one that I love doing recently, well, not recently, but right now, I also do improv. Like I
Okay.
love. Have you seen an improv show before?
Yeah,
Or
definitely. I love
yeah,
comedy.
yeah, it's I enjoy doing that more than seeing a stand-up comedian because
Mhm.
for me, I'm very slow at catching jokes because I don't like sometimes I don't know the lingo, I don't know like
Right.
the backhand of it. But with
Mhm.
improv, it's just right there and there, the physicality and you're showing, and then just just like your body just moves, and I don't know,
Yeah.
just something about it. I've been going to classes now for almost a year. I'm
Oh, cool.
graduating I think sometime in February or March. And I'm already excited because I made so many good friends, so many
Yeah.
beautiful people in this community. And I just recently just did a show 2 days ago, and
Nice.
that was fun being with people because yeah, I like enjoy when people hear me when I hear people laugh at what I do. I'm like, yes, yes, let's do
Right.
that. And then, like, or like if there's no quiet, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna go with it and just have fun. Wait,
Yeah, I
have
love it.
you been to like a lot of comedy shows or improv too?
Yeah, I'd say what have I been to? It's actually a pretty decent list. I've been to Joe Rogan. Um, I've seen Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle. Who else have I seen? I've seen Theo Vaughn, um, Shane Gillis. I've seen a lot of comedians. Love comedy. It's like definitely one of my passions. Um, I actually wanted to be a comedian at one point in time, and then I started like throwing myself into it, trying to like break down the art of it. And then I realized like once I started seeing like professional comedians, I realized how not funny I was. And I was like, this is probably not what I need to do because there are people that are so funny, it's like
How do
impossible.
you how do you know that you're not funny?
It was just like when I saw professionals do it, I was like, this is like a science that I do not
Mm.
understand. Like, I I could probably make somebody laugh, but to make somebody laugh for an hour and a half is like
Oh
it's like
yeah,
mastery. Like I don't even know how you begin to remember all those jokes, let alone
right.
make them
Oh yeah,
funny.
because they don't have notes. They don't have anything to like prompt them of when
Y-
the next joke is. Oh, sometimes they do, I guess.
Yeah, but improv is just as fascinating because you don't have those notes to back up off of, and you
Mm-mm.
still have to make people laugh. So it's more of an alive thing. It's more like you're feeding off the energy of wherever environment you are. They're
Yeah,
both just like insanely fascinating art forms.
it is. Yeah, like the preparation for being a stand-up comedian, I can't fathom. I've read like a few
Yeah.
books. Well, not a few, but I read like Ali Wong's book. I think Dear Girls.
Mhm.
I read her book, and
She's
she,
hilarious.
she is. I went to one of her shows.
Oh
Love
man,
it. I
jealous.
love it. I watch it live. Oh,
The
just so
special where she was
funny.
pregnant was like masterful. I don't know how she did that. Like you're pregnant. Like
I
how do you
know.
have that
And
energy
she
to
did it
do this?
twice. And she did it
Yeah.
twice.
I don't understand.
Yeah. It's It's amazing. Like she is wonderful, and like even and she was even better in person. It
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was definitely better in person, and I yeah, like just seeing things in person versus like through TV is always different. But yeah, when she was sharing her stuff in her book, I was like, oh, like you just gotta keep going. Just gotta go to
Yeah.
every single one, fail so many times, seeing if a joke sticks or not. If it land, cool. If it don't, okay, next one. Let's see if this
Hmm.
one works, and then you gotta the persistence of it, of
Yeah.
being broke for so long, and then you finally hit the jackpot.
Yeah. Yeah. I admire women comedians so much because I think they have to be better. Like they almost have to be twice as good as the guys. And
Yes.
the guy, because the guy can get away with some things. Some things guys can get away with that are like actually not even funny. Like we can make fart jokes and people will like roar. But
Yeah, and then
like,
if we women were to say fart jokes, like, ugh, that
yeah,
why are you
right.
saying it? Be a lady, be a
Yeah,
lady.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But women comedians, they especially in recent times, they have definitely upped their echelon and
Yes.
they're they're just as good, if not better than the guys. And I think
Yeah.
they need more of a push in the zeitgeist in the culture because
Hmm.
it's it's not a gender based art form. Anybody can do it. Anybody
Yeah.
can be funny. I mean,
Yeah. It is. It's not on an equal platform for all of us. And so, yeah.
no, it honestly doesn't make sense to me in terms of comedy because comedy is such a free art form. Anybody can do it. It doesn't matter if you're short, tall, black, or
Yep.
blue. Like
Hmm.
anybody can be funny. It's all about being funny. It's not about what you look like.
Yeah.
But there are some women comedians that are like unfathomably funny, and
Yes.
like Ali Wong and uh, Tiffany Haddish and
Yes. Oh, I haven't watched
Roseanne
Tiffany Haddish
Barr.
yet.
I think Roseanne Barr is maybe one in my top three.
Ooh.
She's unbelievable. She's been doing it for so long. She's been doing it for I think almost 40 years.
Hmm.
And that type of dedication to something is like I like talking to people and uh studying people that can do something like that, like one thing for 40 years. Like that is amazing to me.
You said her name was Roseanne Barr?
Hmm.
Okay. I probably will look her up and just like and see where she's at.
Yeah, she's out there. She's really out there. Like, she's not afraid to say anything,
Awesome. I'm
which
definitely
I
gonna look into
love
that.
because women, one, it's like I think women should be able to make fart jokes. I mean,
Hmm.
you know, they fart too.
Why not? We can do that. And so, wait, have you ever watched I mean, I don't know if it's still on Amazon, but have you watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
I think I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
Yeah, because it's her Mrs. Maisel. She became a stand-up comedian in I think in the 50s or 60s, 1960s,
Mm,
1950s, and she's pretty funny too. Even though as an actor
mm,
who does it, it's
right.
pretty funny too. And so I don't know if you ever like get into like if you watch TV or whatnot, but yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
watch a TV show that's about it with with some other stuff too, like drama, some dramas here and there. But yeah.
Yeah. I like old stuff. I think the term old soul is kind of corny, but I think I like really old stuff. Like I watch black and white movies all the time. I'm just
Ooh.
fascinated. Like I'll be watching a movie that's like older than my mom, and she'll walk in. And she'll be like, "What are you? What is this? Like, why are you watching this?" And I'm like, it's like a time machine. Like you get to go and see how people talked, what was interesting back then, and what was cool to say, what wasn't cool to say. It's a literal time machine.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. No, it definitely is. I never. It's cool that you do because for me, I watch old Disney movies. Not much of the new ones. I like Pixar. I'm starting to like Pixar more than Disney, if any like older movies.
Yeah,
But it's not black and white, of course, but it's still like
yeah,
older. But like for example, I
yeah.
think I'm refusing to watch it's not it's well, it's old now, but it's been 20 years since Mean Girls came out,
Mm.
right? And I refuse to watch the new one because I watched the trailer and I was like, this
Yeah,
looks so weird. I don't like this.
yeah,
Nothing of the characters, nothing of the actresses and actors. It's just no, I want to keep the beautiful 2004 memory movie
yes,
with Lindsay Lohan as the main character. I'm good. I'm good at that.
right.
So
I'm the same way. I despise remakes. Like I won't even watch it. Like if I hear something's getting remade, I don't even look into it. I don't watch the trailer. I'm like, you can't do this.
no, can't make
Like they
everything like
just
that.
remade. What did they just remake? They just remade Color Purple.
Ah, yes, into a
And
musical. I saw that. I was like, didn't it come out
yeah,
before already? And I think I watched it.
yeah. And it's like I respect people keeping stories alive, but then it's like you can't beat
Yes,
Oprah. Like you can't.
yes,
You're not gonna be able to outperform Oprah. Just leave it
you
alone.
can. Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
so
old Pixar movies are really good.
I
Really,
love it.
really good. I love old Pixar movies. My favorite Pixar movie is Monsters Inc.
Ah, I
Yeah,
love Monsters Inc. I think
yeah.
my all time favorite right now still. I think it was made in 2013, maybe younger. I don't know. It was the Rise of the Guardians. I think wait, is that Pixar or was that Disney? I forget.
I
But
actually don't
that was
remember. It might be Pixar
oh,
though.
and also How to Train a Dragon.
Great
Beautiful.
movie.
I love that. I love Shrek. I love like
Oh, I love Shrek.
just like there's so many movies that I recommend people to watch. If you don't watch movies, like just go watch it because it
Yeah,
is such a great story to even look and
yeah,
visually too. Just make you laugh. And
yeah,
so that too. Yeah. And
yeah.
so
Older animation and Pixar is like, I think they, I think they've unlocked whatever it is to tell a funny, good story that you'll always remember. They unlocked it. They have it down to a science. I mean, their list is endless. Lion
yes.
King and uh, one of my other favorite Pixar movies is Up, and
Ooh, yes. Up. I love
that
Up.
movie, I like
I
people don't
cried.
understand. Like if they would have made that movie with real people, it would have been a good movie. Like that movie, man, that's what I like about Pixar. They're fun, they're uh great to look at, but they
And they hit
always have like a deeper message.
yeah, like they hit you in the heart, like, hey,
Yeah,
like you're like, oh, I didn't know I'm gonna feel that, and then like that happens.
yeah.
So, and so, yeah, there's been a lot of movies. I think there were a few movies. Let me see. I think there was. Oh yeah, I think when I watched Coco, I cried.
Mm,
Like at the end when
yeah, I could see that.
he, what was his name again? Or I forgot. The son, the main character, the son, when he sang to
Hmm.
his grandma Coco, I was like, I was like
Yeah.
crying. I was like, oh my goodness. And
Yeah, they
so,
know how to pull your heartstrings.
yes, that's
I
what it is.
think I
Yes, they know how to pull it. And I'm just like, I did not
yeah.
expect this at all. I didn't expect this at all. And now here we are. And so,
Yeah, I cry every time I watch Lion King, and I know the whole story. I know what's gonna happen, and I
yep.
still cry.
In that one scene, yep. When, yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Don't mean anything.
we
Okay, we know.
we don't need to rehash it.
Nope,
Yeah, we
we do
know.
not. We know.
Yeah, I think, and going back to traveling, I think when you go to these different places across the world, and you see how people live. One of the things that I always notice and take with me is um how happiness is not tied to material things. Like as it so much is in America, but when you go other places, you'll see people that have next to nothing in terms of material items, and they're maybe like their happiness meter is like 10 times yours. Like they're enjoying every moment of life. They appreciate everything that happens to them, good or bad. They always
Yeah.
find the good in it. And that makes for like like the type of stories I want to write when I start making feature films is like I want to highlight that, just how happiness is has nothing to do with what you have, and it enjoying life is like it's it's a moment to moment basis. It's not it doesn't matter what you have or what you get or what you achieve. It's so moment to moment,
Hmm.
and people all across the world like um Thailand specifically, because I'm moving to Thailand next February, and yeah, I know, right? I'm so excited.
So excited for you, dude. I'm so excited. I'm
Um,
excited for you. I want to go there. Never been there before. And so,
I'm so excited.
yes.
They call it the land of smiles because
Ooh.
people there are so happy and
Love
so
it.
full of life. And I don't want to go to like, I mean, I'm gonna stop in the main cities, but I really want to go in like to the province where people are like so self-sufficient and self-reliant. People like grow their own food, they build their own houses, and to me, people from America might view that as like in some form of having less, but I view that as like having more in a way, because
Oh,
if you build everything yourself, you take pride in everything. Like you have a sense of pride in your kitchen, even though it might be 3 feet long. Like you built it yourself. You farmed all your food yourself. Your kids are raised in a neighborhood where they have to walk to school, and they have to actually absorb the environment around them, appreciate it. They have a deep appreciation for the wildlife, the animals. They understand the ecosystem and the cycle of life and death more. And I think that's why they're so happy, because they thoroughly understand the cycle of life, death, rebirth. And when you have that deep sense of you're just a piece of the puzzle, you're just a little small part of this giant mechanism that is the world. It makes you want to do your part more. It makes you want to contribute more and give more, because you realize it's a cycle. It all comes back, and I'm so excited to go there.
yeah. I'm excited for you. Like, it sounds like you know what you want to go there for. And so
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's so amazing.
yeah. The tough part is learning Thai. I'm trying to learn Thai,
No, I understand
which is
that.
it would be easier if I wasn't trying to learn like 3 other languages. Like I'm trying to learn Spanish, Japanese, and Thai at the same time.
Oh, yeah, that is a lot in one
And
in
then
one
I'm
go.
like, yeah, I need to slow down. I'm doing too much. But I'm just so fascinated in the language. Like I've only spoken English. I've been unilingual my whole life, you know. So and the thing I started noticing when you learn to speak a different language is that they have different words than us. Like obviously, but like they have different words that don't exist. Like that doesn't have an English translation.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then you realize that we actually have a pretty crude language. English isn't really good for explaining things like how you feel.
Yeah.
Like it's very surface level. There's not too many words to explain emotion. And other languages, like especially Japanese, they have so many words to describe how you feel. They have so many words to describe purpose. And when you learn the language, you realize, oh, like there's a greater understanding of why you're here. Explain to people like where they can find you, where they can follow you in your story, and how they can keep up with you.
Okay. Well, everyone can meet. Everyone can get connected with me on Tina O Hoang. That's my handle everywhere. And also, if you also want to listen to my podcast as well, as called The Courageous Inner Beast, and just it's kind of the same format as Noah's too. Just we're just sharing our story, just talking, just being here. So, but yeah, that's how you can get connected with me. And thank you, Noah, for having me on here.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Really, really appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you telling your story. And please, everybody, go listen to our podcast. This is like the greatest medium in the world to me. And I think
Yes.
more people should start podcasting.
Yes, I agree. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So
Thank you,
thank
Tina,
you.
for coming. And I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me here and just holding the space is amazing. Appreciate it a lot.
Yes. Yes. I hope you have a great new year.
I hope I have a good new year too. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
I am talking about genuine peace, the kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living.
Bottom line, there were no weapons of mass destruction.
Totally unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq. Of Ukraine.
A new world order. A new world order can emerge. A new era.
No, don't stop, man, because I got more info.
Hillary, our demons.
Really, peace in our time.
Most people still want to run for vote.
Peace in all time.